What's up, everyone? Welcome to Addi's Chats, presented by Guys Being Dudes. Honestly, you guys are probably wondering what the hell this is, what I'm doing, and to be completely honest with you, I don't even know what this is. I'm gonna run with it and see where it goes, see if everyone likes it. I hope everyone does. Some of you know my good friend, Jake Criswell, aka Big Cat. Me and him started a Instagram live video series. It originally started on my Instagram, and then we moved it over to its own page. So the description to that will be in the link if you want to go follow it. There's some great content on there. I think a lot of people would like it. I think people should follow it and see what we got over there. But basically, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but basically for this episode, I'm just going to talk about how I became a retired NAIA athlete. A little throwback to my freshman year of college. I'm going to talk about being able to go home more and actually going home more this year of college than any other year of college. And then I have a little story time at the end for everyone. So sit back, enjoy the ride, and get some popcorn, because here we go. It's episode 1. You already got my pants halfway down my legs. That was supposed to be funny. You can laugh. Basically, I'm going to start off with how I became a retired NAIA athlete and run from there. But here we go. So I graduated high school in 2018, and I committed to play basketball at the university, or at Lindenwood University, Belleville, which is located in Belleville, Illinois, 30 minutes outside of St. Louis, Missouri. But then, at the end of summer, I emailed the baseball coach. I was like, I'm going to try to play both. So I ended up emailing them. They ended up saying, yeah, I could play both. And the basketball coach agreed, so I played basketball and baseball my freshman year. Getting into freshman year athletics, I decided to join the flag football team, which played in the fall, a flag football team, and it was a bunch of baseball guys, so it was a good way to make friends, talk to people, yeah. Flag football went well till the last game of the year. In the championship game, actually, I went up for a pass, did not catch it, dropped the ball, landed on my shoulder. It was actually the last play of the game. And I sprained my AC joint in my shoulder, and it hurt really bad to where I couldn't really move my arm at all. I originally thought I broke my collarbone, so I ended up having to go to the emergency room. One of my friends drove me there, and we figured out it wasn't a broken collarbone. We were all good there. But I did sprain my AC joint, and that was like a 1 to 2 month thing. I was in a sling for 2 weeks. So I ended up having to redshirt basketball, was not able to play. Do I regret playing flag football? No. And looking back at it, should I have not played? Yeah. But I still did it, and oh well,
So your phone is under 50%.
Baseball, I'm not very good at baseball. I'm okay, not very good. I was on the varsity team, which is cool. There's also a JV team, and I did make appearances in those games as well. But for varsity, I appeared in 6 games, pitched 6 innings. I did okay, not very well. But probably 3/4 through the season, I was pitching in a JV game, pitched 3 to 4 innings, did really well. And then in the 4th inning, I decided to tear my UCL, which is my elbow. If you can see right there, got a big, nice scar. Tore my UCL, ended up, season was over, had to have surgery. So all summer, I was in physical therapy, trying to get my elbow back so I could actually throw a baseball again. And so during the summer, I actually figured out, and everyone else figured out too, that Belleville was closing. The university was closing. We would have 1 more year. So sophomore year, I was able to come back and play basketball and baseball for the time being. And so I was like, all right, I'll go back. I'll play 1 more year, and then I will retire. That's what happened. But probably a month before school started, a month before we were allowed to come back to campus, the baseball program was discontinued, which was unfortunate. It really kind of sucked for me, because I had my season was ended short, and I was going to come back and hopefully get more playing time, get to throw more, but instead I wasn't able to. And so my parents were like, do you want to transfer? Do you want to go somewhere else to try to play? And I was like, no, I'll go back and play basketball. And I went back, I stayed, decided to play basketball. The doctor that actually did my surgery was like, yeah, you probably can play basketball. It probably won't be the best for your elbow, but you can still play. Like, it's not going to kill you or anything. So I decided to go back, play basketball. Throughout the year, my elbow was fluctuating between very, very badly hurting, and then sometimes it wouldn't hurt at all. It's kind of weird. I did like sit out 2 or 3 games because my elbow hurt. But yeah, I played basketball my sophomore year, and it went all right. We weren't a very good team. We didn't win a lot of games, but it was still, the time was fun. It was an enjoyable time. And into sophomore year, I retire. I'm officially retired NAIA athlete. But looking back on it, honestly, it was some of the best experiences of my life. I really enjoyed it. And I've met some of the best friends of my life. Obviously, you meet a lot of good friends in college, and I think that I did meet a lot of good friends at Belleville. And so now I'm here at Lindenwood University in St. Charles, Missouri, and I'm just a normal student doing normal student things, partying, getting hammered, doing all those fun things. But like going back on the friends thing, me and Jake, Big Cat, would have never met if I didn't go to Belleville, because actually there was a guy on the baseball team my freshman year named Benton Garrison, and that's how I met Jake. We played PS4 video games, we played NHL all the time, and Jake played with us all the time. And eventually me and Jake just started playing other games without Benton. Sorry, Benton. But we played other games by ourselves, and we really just became friends online in PS4. I've only seen him, I think it's like 3 or 4 times in real life. But now we do the Guys Being Dude podcast thing all the time, every Sunday. And so I really did meet some of the best friends at Lindenwood. And it expanded meeting other people that I know now. So I think looking back on it, freshman year and sophomore year, I met really good people. I had a lot of fun, and it was a great experience for me. And now I'm just living life as a retired athlete. All right. If you goons are still here, I'm a little surprised, but not that surprised, honestly. So I'm going to take you on a little adventure back to my freshman year of college, and basically how it went. It was an experience. Like I said previously, I met some of the best friends, and I had some of the best experiences, honestly. Freshman year, probably should have focused on school a little more. Do I regret it? Hell no. Should I? Possibly, but we're still here. We're still in school. We're still grinding it out, getting that degree. And what I'm talking about, basically, like, should I focus on school more? I was going out Wednesday nights, going out partying, staying up till 4 a.m. and then waking up the next day. Got basketball practice, got baseball practice, and also I have school. So school kind of slid out, and I was trying to perform in basketball and baseball and not really focusing on school. But yeah, freshman year, I was just trying to make friends, trying really hard to be around people, and trying to, like, wouldn't say impress people, but I was just trying to hang out with a bunch of people and get to know people. I think honestly, like, freshman year, I might have gone to the library a total of 20 times, and half the time, throughout the whole year, half the time it was to print stuff off. I know basketball, see, the thing was, basketball, we had a mandatory, like, study hall every day, Monday through Friday, of 1 hour. I kind of copped out of that, got out of that with saying that baseball, we had to log in on computers in the library, or no, not in the library, just log on to computers. We had to get 4 hours of total study hours throughout the whole week. So what I do is I basically go to a computer, log in, say I'm studying, and go back to my dorm room or go hang out with friends or something. And then once that 4 hours was up throughout the week, I didn't really do anything. And I copped out of that. I copped out of the 1 hour study hall a day through basketball, which didn't happen very much because the coach didn't really require it all the time. I copped out of it by saying I was going to go ahead and do the baseball thing. So I was already doing 4 hours of study work. So I copped out of that pretty easily. But there was always like this one house full of baseball guys. There was 5 guys in the house. I was always over there. I'd always go over there and hang out with those guys till 10 or 11 o'clock. After practice, after lifting, after stuff, I'd always go over there. I'd eat dinner over there and stuff. I even took my PS4 and my TV over there to play video games with those guys. It was probably over there for like probably a month or so. So like I was over there. I was never in my dorm room. I was always hanging out. I barely saw my roommates. I remember their names, but I don't remember like getting to know them very well. So I was just wildly running around, not giving a care in the world about being a student. And I'm not a bad student. I'm a good student. I make good grades. But when I went home after my freshman year, my dad basically gave me the choice, because my grades were actually pretty bad after freshman year. My dad gave me the choice, like, you can either go dig holes the rest of your life, or you can go back to school, focus on school, still play sports, but you got to focus on school better, get your grades up, do better. And I mean, obviously you can tell what I chose, back at school. I got my grades up, so that's making the pops happy. But yeah, freshman year was just, I was running around just doing a bunch of stuff, and I didn't really care about school. In high school, I was kind of the same, honestly, but freshman year, it got a lot worse because I was introduced to a whole new world of not being around my parents, and my parents not really being able to tell me what to do. I'd always check in with them. I never lied to them about what I was doing. I never lied to them about how bad my grades were. I always told them, like, yeah, I'm not doing very well in school right now. And, they were on me about it, but I just I didn't really pay attention to it. Didn't really act on it. So, that's my fault. But here we are, Lindenwood University, and I'm still grinding for a degree. Wow, you guys are really still here. You're still watching. And I appreciate that. Thank you for watching me just talk about my life. Next up, I've got actually being able to go home more, and actually acting on that and going home more. Freshman, sophomore year, playing sports, basketball and baseball, and then basketball just sophomore year. But there's practice all the time. Never really got a chance to go home. I think freshman year I got to go home like 3 times. Not including like Christmas break or Thanksgiving or stuff, but at Thanksgiving I don't even go home. I go to a grandparents' house because that's where I have Thanksgiving. But I'm actually going home. And like this past week, I chose to go home. I actually went home on a Wednesday, in the middle of the week, a Wednesday, so it's logical because a lot of my classes are online. And the classes that I can go to, or I can go to in person, I'm not required to. I can still just sit at home or sit in my dorm room and get on a Zoom call and learn. So I really can't go home. So saying that, I went home this weekend, had a great time, got all my classes done, I got a midterm done. But my view on going home during college is kind of like a vacation, honestly. And I'm not saying that for kids that live like 30 minutes away from their house. Like college is 30 minutes away from their house, or like an hour or 2 hours. I have a 5-hour drive to go home, so it's kind of like going to the beach, but I'm going home to Nashville, Tennessee. What a wonderful city. And that 5-hour drive, not cheap. Gas does a number on me. It's like $120 every time I want to go home. But going home's like a vacation. You get to see all your friends that live at home, and a lot of my friends do go to college in Nashville, so that's kind of cool. I get to go see all of them, and all my high school friends, I get to go hang out with them and do stuff. And like Thursday and Friday, I was with some of my best friends working, doing landscaping, just hanging out with those guys, and it was just like a good experience. The work did suck, But I mean, we did some drinking Saturday. We hung out, had a good time, got a little get together going. So I think like seeing the family. My family's actually moving, so I got to help them do that too. But you know, really going home, it's like a vacation during college. You know, you get to live free. You don't have to worry about schoolwork for the weekend. You don't have to worry about really anything. You just get to hang out with some of your best friends from high school and just do fun stuff. And especially in Nashville, you know, there's a lot to do in Nashville. I say Nashville is a great place to visit, not a great place to live. I still stand by that because Nashville is like so overpopulated now. Like there's so many people there, and especially with all the tourists, like it's hard to just do a bunch of stuff without it really costing money or without running into a bunch of people. So, but yeah, going home, it's cool. It's fun. I love it. I love being home. I love seeing my family and all my friends, but yeah, I love it. All right, lastly, I know why you guys are here, because y'all just want to hear the story time. I mentioned the story time. Y'all figured, oh, this might be a good story. I'm going to stay. I'm going to be here to listen to this story. So that's the only reason why you guys are here. I know it. I know. But I've told the story once. I told it actually on our live, and so some of you might already know it. It's a funny story. But like, so I set it up with Chuck. Like, I literally have been chucked before. If you don't know what chuck means, like what the real definition of it, it's when you throw something carelessly or casually, or something to that extent. Just throwing something. Like, you can chuck a baseball, you can chuck a water bottle, you can chuck a controller, you can chuck a lot of things. But personally, my body, all 6'3" of it, has been chucked. So just imagine yourself being chucked by a very strong man as a person. Well, that's what happened to me. Downtown Nashville, Kid Rock's honky tonk. I was chucked out of the bar. And you know, when some people say like they get thrown out of the bar or stuff like that, they usually just get like dragged out. They get asked to leave, or they're forced to leave. But I literally got chucked out. I was airborne. The massive bouncer, he picked me up and threw me out. I basically had the average hang time of an 8th grade punter kicking the ball. And you know, many of you were like, why did you get chucked? Like, what did you do? You had to do something to get chucked out of the bar. Well, I was gonna go up on stage to sing karaoke, and personally, I was very intoxicated. I was drunk. Wasn't a very good walker this night, didn't know how to walk. So my drunk ass didn't use the handrails to get up on stage. I used the fire alarm to help myself to get up on stage. Pulled the fire alarm went off, sprinklers went off all inside the bar. And yeah, well, basically what I'm upset about and what I was upset about is everyone was gonna have to leave anyways. So why did the bouncer have to pick me up and chuck me outside? I don't know. That was like the worst possible thing of the whole situation. But like a close second was that all my friends that were with me, they didn't whip out a phone and record me. That's probably the worst part, actually, is they didn't record me literally getting chucked out of the bar. They didn't record any of it. They have no video proof. So this story is really just a story without video proof. I have no proof of this. If I had proof, I would actually attach it in this video and show you. But like, what bad friends? Like, when you go out, you're supposed to have friends around you, and you have friends around you, and if you do something stupid or do something dumb, they're supposed to be recording you. They're supposed to like have their phones out, be like, oh, he just did something really dumb. No one thought to do that. It possibly could have been because they were really drunk. But we had a DD, so like he wasn't drunk, so he could have recorded it. So like, honestly, what the hell were the friends for being there if they didn't record this hilarious incident? But yeah, that's my story time. And that is really the end of episode 1. If you stayed through it all, I appreciate you. Go ahead, like, comment what you would like to hear in the future about my life. about being retired. I'll have plenty of other stuff. All these episodes will be releasing every Monday, probably Monday morning, maybe Monday midday if I decide to wake my lazy ass up in the morning. But yeah, we're just gonna keep rolling with the thing, see how it goes. As always, Addi's Chats presented by Guys Being Dudes. There will be I'll tag Guys Being Dudes in the description below, so you can go ahead and follow them and watch all our other videos. But thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next week.